Hello and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be all about slang. It's been a couple months since I've done a slang video, so I felt it was time to update the list. As you can see, I'm in my garage because it was raining out and then it started pouring right after a live stream that I completed. So remember, I am a little old to be doing these slang videos, but they seem fairly popular. I will keep doing them, but I promise I don't say many of these in my everyday life. But you should. Many of these slang terms I get from what I hear my students saying and my own children say. They are 13 and 14 years old. This first one I actually do say sometimes, and that is to bail. To bail means to leave quickly. So you might say to your friend, if you're at a party together and you have to leave abruptly or you have to leave soon, you might say, man, I'm sorry, I gotta bail. My mom wants me to get home, something like that. Maybe you get out of class and your friend says, hey, do you wanna hang out sometime? You could say, nah, I gotta bail. I have things to do. Sorry about that. And notice I just used that phrasal verb hang out. If you would like more information on hangout, I will leave a playlist of many lessons I did with the word hang. The next term I have is flake. Flake. It can be a noun or it can be a verb. So let's do the verb first. Flake means to leave, but often when you don't tell somebody that you have to leave, or maybe you have an appointment to meet with someone and you don't show up, they might say you flaked out on them. So remember in the first example, when you told your friend at the party you had to bail, maybe your friend doesn't want you to leave. He or she might say, oh, come on, don't flake out on me now. Let's say you have a blind date with somebody. Do you know what a blind date is? That means you go on a date with somebody, but you've never seen them before. Maybe a friend of yours set you up with this person. So you've never seen this person before you actually go out on a date with them. And let's say you were supposed to meet at a restaurant at 7 o'clock for your date, and they never show up. Maybe they saw a picture of you and they didn't like the looks of you. That's impossible. I know you guys are all very good looking, but let's pretend. You could say, man, I don't know why she flaked out on me. Flaked out. She didn't show up when she was supposed to. But of course, if you are watching this video, you are a very good looking person. I know nobody would ever flake out if they had a date with you. Now, flake can also be a noun. We have a cereal in the United States called corn flakes, and they're little thin pieces of corn, I think, corn flakes. And sometimes you have snowflakes that fall from the sky, but if you call somebody a flake, that means they're a little ditzy. They are maybe not very smart. Many of you might have seen the show Friends, and you might call Phoebe Buffay a flake. Maybe if your friend or brother, husband, sister isn't acting quite normal that day, you might ask them, why are you being so flaky? So flaky isn't always a bad name. Ditzy, airhead, meaning they don't have brains in their head. They have air. Are you being such an airhead today? Maybe that friend of yours is forgetting a lot of things. Not the worst name to be called in the world. Often it is said when we're joking around. Oh, and if you are enjoying this video, may I ask you to subscribe to this channel? It's just down below there, big red button that says subscribe. Thanks. The next slang word I want to talk about is trash. Most of you probably know the word already, trash. Like, you see that wheelbarrow in the back of me? I could put trash into that. I could put trash into a trash can, but did you know trash can also be a verb, meaning to mess things up? Let's say you have a party. That's a big theme for this video. A party, and your friends came over, and maybe they trashed your place. A verb there, meaning they messed a lot of things up. Maybe too many of your friends got on your couch and it got broken. You could say they trashed your couch. Maybe you lost your cell phone in your bedroom and you trashed your own bedroom looking for your cell phone. Maybe pulling things out of drawers, looking in the closet, clothes are flying all over the place. You might have trashed your own room. We also have something called trash talk. A lot of athletes, when they're playing against each other, if they want to try to get in each other's head, if they want to try to psych each other out, they might start trash talking. One popular way to trash talk another person is to tell a yo mama joke. Now, they're not very nice. They are definitely making fun of somebody's mother, but one yo mama joke is, yo mama so fat, when I asked her to touch her toes, she said, what are those? You probably shouldn't tell yo mama jokes, but it is a way to trash talk somebody. Now, one of the most common ways to use slang is to say something is really good, something is cool, something is awesome. Those are slang terms from back when I was a kid. Now, I have done a couple of these already. I think I've used that is lit, that is tight, to say something is very good if you really like it. And now I will say a new one. That's fire, or that's straight fire. Maybe you saw a movie last night and you want to tell your friend it was really good. You could say that movie was straight fire. Or that movie was legit fire. It was tight. It was lit. The next one we have is stan. Yes, you may have heard that as a name, most likely for a guy, maybe short for Stanley. A lot of American older men, mostly boomers, have the name Stanley. But if you say you are a stan for something, that means you are a really big fan. You really like it a lot. I've used the band Guns N' Roses before. I'm a fan of Guns N' Roses. I could say I'm such a stan for the band Guns N' Roses. Maybe you really love the Marvel movies like Black Panther and Iron Man. You could say I'm a straight stan for those movies. Maybe you have heard of the rapper Eminem. This term comes from an old song of his. In that song, he had a super fan or a fanboy named Stan. When someone is in love with a group or a movie, we sometimes use the word fanboy. The next term is thirsty. And you can use this term when you have a friend that is always posting on Snapchat or Instagram, just looking for those likes, looking for those thumbs up. You could say that they are thirsty. They are starving for attention. Because I'm quite old, I often use Facebook. And I honestly had a guy, a friend of mine, on Facebook a couple days ago. He posted 21 times. I could say, wow, he's thirsty, thirsting for attention. Maybe you had a friend that posted 21 selfies on Instagram in one day. You could say, wow, she's thirsty. All right, the next term is hundo, H-U-N-D-O, hundo. And that comes from 100%. If you agree with someone 100%, that means you agree completely. And sometimes we have shortened that to hundo. Your friend might say, man, that was a good movie. You can say hundo, meaning I agree with you 100%. That same friend may say, I love to have chocolate cake for breakfast. You may reply, hundo. Maybe you had just watched one of my live streams and your friend did too. You may say, wow, Brent, that was the best live stream I'd ever seen from him. Your friend would say, hundo. Another way to agree with someone is to say retweet. I know you've probably heard of the app Twitter, and if you really like something on Twitter, you might retweet it. Well, we say the same when speaking to somebody. If we agree with them, we often say retweet, retweet. It means I agree with you, just like hundo. Maybe you're with that same friend and they're like, oh man, I am so hungry right now. I could use a pizza. You might say, whoo, retweet. Retweet is a quick way to say, I agree with you. I hope you have enjoyed this little slang video from my garage. If you are looking for more slang, check out that playlist right at the top. If you are looking to learn more about the 50 US states, check out the playlist on the bottom. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.